When you make a storm at sea, the main block, they call it a square in squares. My mom called it a square in triangles. Anyway, it is the main block in the quilt. The other blocks are your sashing. These are 8-inch blocks. When they are finished, and the sashing is a 4-inch sashing with a 4 by 4 inch corner block. To make this center block, what you do is you're first going to cut a 4.5 by 4.5 inch block. The next thing you cut are your quarter square triangles. That means that you cut a square and then you cut it in 4 pieces, in quarters. To make this, you cut a piece of cloth that is 5 3/16 of an inch, and then you're going to cut it into a square that is 5 3/16 inches. I'm going to make quarter squares by cutting diagonally from this corner to this corner and from this corner to this corner. To do that, I would mark it with a marking pencil before I cut it. Now I'm going to cut it on the markings. See, I've marked it from corner to corner. And I'm going to cut it on the markings. And those quarter squares are the white quarter squares that go here, 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 and here around my blue square. So if you want to be dead on as far as placing it on the square, you can take your square and fold it in half and press it, and fold it in half again and press it so that you have right the center of your square. See, I pressed it so that there's a marked crease. You can go ahead and you can take your white and you can put it right on top of the crease, so you have crease on crease, and you know you've got it right where it needs to be. And pin it in place and sew it down 1/4 inch. There he is. We got 2 sides sewn on and pressed open, and we're going to take the fold. We folded them in the middle. We put the fold on the fold. We're going to pin it down, and we're going to sew the last 2 pieces on. Your edges should run straight across, sort of, kind of, hopefully, across the top, and then you can take your scissors and you can trim off your little furries here. The outside square or triangles are half triangles. That means you're taking a square and you're cutting it diagonally in half to get these triangle pieces. They're half square triangles. So what we're going to do to make those is you're going to cut fabric that is 4 7/8 inches square. So we're going to make 4 7/8 inch square, and then we're going to cut it diagonally in half. You're going to need 2 of them because you're going to need 4 triangles to go around the outside. And we're going to sew them on these 2 sides. Okay, so we find the center of these and the center, put it right there by that point, and sew them down and iron them open. We're pinned and ready to sew the other 2. These sewed on, and we will have our square and triangle block done. You can take your scissors and you can trim off your corners and make your straight edges. Your edges should just line up one with another, right? Bring it a little closer. Your edges should be straight across. You should have good, nice straight edges, and you can just take your scissors and trim off your points so you have a nice straight line. This block finish should measure 8.5 inches. Okay, the next part of the storm at sea are these little corner blocks that are in the sashing. These are your square on point. And what you do is you cut out a square that is 3 3/16. 3 3/16 square. The white that is around this blue is a half triangle. So we're going to cut some squares that are 2 7/8 inches, and then we're going to cut them in half and make them half triangles. You need 4 of those to go around this. So we cut squares in half, and we're going to put those around the outside of our square on point square. Now, to get them in the center, I'm going to take my square and I'm going to, you can either finger press or you can press, find the center of it, And then I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to find the center of it. And then I pin the two centers together and sew them on. I'll do that. Okay, there's my crease and there's my crease. I'll put my two creases together and pin those in place, edge to edge, sew that down. I will do the one on the opposite side, so I do these first two. If you have your, if you centered your triangle in the center of your square, your edges should come out so they kind of, when you sew them, you see how they go straight across. And then you take your scissors and you trim off your corners. And this is your square on point, and it will measure 4.5 by 4.5. The last block is the other sashing piece that goes between the square and points, and that's your diamond. What we're going to do to make the diamond block is we have a triangle and two pieces and a triangle and two pieces, and then we sew them together. You're going to take your white cloth, you're going to cut a rectangle that is 2 5/8 inches tall and 5 5/16 inches long. And then you're going to draw a line from one corner to the other so it looks like this, and then you're going to cut them apart. And that's what's going to make your sides of your triangle. Then you're going to take your blue cloth or your centerpiece cloth, and you are going to cut a piece that is 4 13/16 inches and 4 13/16 of an inch. And then you're going to fold it in half, crease it, you can press it, and then you take and draw a line from this corner to that corner, or just lay it down and cut it with your rotary cutter. So you're cutting down this side and you're cutting down this side, and this is what makes your diamond. And then to put it on, you take these end to end and fold them, find the middle. You're going to take this end to end, find the middle, pinch it, find your middle. You're going to put your middle of this on the middle of that, pin it, and sew your 1/4 inch seam. Okay, once you've sewn your two triangles on, it should look like this. You'll have flags at the top. You want to trim those over. You should have a straight line at the top. You'll have flags on the side, and you want to trim those off. And you get the two halves of your diamond made, and you put your two diamond pieces one on top of the other. Line up your seams so that you get your nice straight seam, and then 1/4 inch you sew your diamond together. And that's your third block. And there's your triangle block. So you have the diamond block that fits. It's an 8.5, and it fits directly above and below your square in triangles, and then on the corners are your square and point blocks. This is a 3-color Storm at Sea. Let me show you a 4-color. This one's brown and it has 4 colors in it. So now you can make your own Storm at Sea. You don't need templates. You can just cut it with your rotary cutter. But mine are easier, faster, precision cut, and they go together quickly and easily.